Today's topic is electron transport chain. So in the aerobic respiration, first step is glycolysis, after that Krebs cycle, and the next step is electron transport chain. So glucose is converted into pyruvic acid, then it is converted into acetyl coenzyme A in link reaction. After that, in the Krebs cycle, we are going to get in the Krebs cycle and in the link reaction, when pyruvic acid is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, we get the NADH2. Okay, in glycolysis we get 2 NADH2, whereas in the Krebs cycle 6 NADH2, conversion of 6 NADH2 to FADH2, and in the conversion of pyruvic acid into acetyl coenzyme A, in this also we get 2 NADH2. So all these NADH2 equal to worth of 3 ATPs, and whereas FADH2 equal to worth of 2 ATPs, we are going to get ATPs from these molecules when they are going to be oxidized. So this oxidation is carried out in a inner membrane of mitochondria. So why it is taking place there only? In the inner membrane, several proteins are arranged in the complexes. So they carry the electron from this oxidized NADH2, whatever the electrons are released from NADH2, they are carried out and they give the electrons to oxygen molecule. By doing this process, they create the proton gradient across the membrane that helps to synthesis the ATPs. So electron transport chain, so that is present, the membrane, the proteins which are present in the inner membrane of mitochondria. If we see the structure of mitochondria, inner membrane, these foldings are clustered, this is outer and this is inner membrane, and in this place is known as mitochondrial space, and this is matrix. So now our reaction, the enzymes, the proteins which carries these electrons, they are present in this inner membrane, in this membrane. So they are present in the form of different complex, 4 complex. They are arranged in the form of 4 complex. Complex 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally ATP synthase. So inner membrane, when it is observed, there are 4 complexes are present, so which helps in the oxidation of these NADH2 and FADH2. Now we will see how they are arranged. So there are 4 complexes. Electrons, cluster of proteins are arranged in the mitochondrial inner matrix. So proteins are arranged in groups or complexes in inner membrane of mitochondria. So they are known as complexes. If you detailedly observe the structure of inner membrane, so this is inner membrane, this is complex 1 and complex 2, and this is the complex 3, and this is complex 4, and finally ATP synthase. So these are the complexes. So where they are present? They are present in the membrane. This is mitochondrial inner membrane. So they are present in the inner membrane of mitochondria. So this is the inner membrane layer, membrane structure. So in this inner membrane they are arranged. So this is inner membrane. The next is outer membrane. Outer membrane. Inner membrane space, mitochondrial space, and outer membrane. Okay, this is matrix. This is the structure of inner membrane. So if inner membrane, if you observe that, so say a group of proteins, they are arranged in a complexes. So first complex is known as NADH dehydrogenase complex. This is first complex. This first complex is known as NADH dehydrogenase. NADH dehydrogenase. So our NADH2 in the Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. We get NADH2, FADH2. So this NADH2 which is produced in the Krebs cycle, that enters from the first complex. NADH2 is going to be oxidized, and when it is oxidized it produces the two protons, NAD plus and electrons. So these electrons are carried by different proteins which are present in these complexes. Some proteins are present, they carry the electrons. In this first complex, it is NADH dehydrogenase complex. NADH dehydrogenase complex. In this complex, we have the FMN, flavomonoprotein, and FES, iron sulfur protein. We have the iron sulfur protein. So when it is going to be oxidized, so the proteins which are present in the first complex is FMN, FES protein, and FADH2. FADH2 is produced when succinic. This is FADH2 when it is produced when succinic acid transformed to fumaric acid. When succinic acid changes into fumaric acid in the presence of succinic dehydrogenase. Succinic dehydrogenase. So succinic dehydrogenase, in the presence of succinic dehydrogenase, succinic acid changes into fumaric acid. So that is the reason second complex is known as succinate dehydrogenase complex. Succinate dehydrogenase. Succinate dehydrogenase complex. Second complex is succinate dehydrogenase complex. In this succinate, FADH2 is oxidized into FAD and it produces the electrons and protons. Electrons and protons. So in this second complex, we have the FAD and FES protein. We have FAD and FES protein. FAD, FES protein. So one more protein is present in the membrane, that is QU, ubiquinone. Ubiquinone, it is also known as, we can say, coenzyme. Ubiquinone only. Ubiquinone ubiquinone. And in the third complex we have the third complex is called as cytochrome BC1 complex. Third complex name is cytochrome BC1 complex. In this we have in cytochrome we have the cytochrome C1, cytochrome C, B and A3, 5 types. So in this complex, in the third complex, this is second complex. In the third complex we have the cytochrome B, FES protein and cytochrome C1. So this is the pathway how the electron transport. Electrons are sent to the next, how they are going, how they move, and some proteins are arranged in, some movable proteins are arranged, that is cytochrome C. Cytochrome C is not present in the complex, it is present in the outside. This is the third complex and in the fourth complex. So electrons are moved from third complex to fourth complex. They are carried with the help of this cytochrome C. And fourth complex is known as cytochrome C oxidase complex. Fourth complex is known as cytochrome C complex. Cytochrome C oxidase. In this fourth complex we have the cytochrome A1 and cytochrome A3. Finally our electron acceptor is oxygen. Our electron acceptor is oxygen. So this is the pathway. So what all these are the complexes. So NAD, whether it is NADH2 or FADH2. So they are, when they are oxidized, then only we get the ATPs. When they are oxidized means they are carried with they are undergo the electron transport chain in which is present in the inner membrane of mitochondria. In the inner membrane of mitochondria we have the several proteins which help in the oxidation process of NADH2 and FADH2. So these proteins are arranged in complexes. So complex 1, complex 2, complex 3 and 4. Complex 1, it is related with the NADH. NADH enters from the complex 1. So it is known as NADH dehydrogenase complex. So when NADH2 oxidized, whenever the any molecule, if it is giving the electrons, means it is oxidizing, which is taking, oxidation means taking oxygen or removing hydrogen. Otherwise reduction means taking hydrogen, releasing oxygen. So in this chain we see that several oxidation reduction process takes place. So these complexes are arranged with their regarding with their redox potential, increasing redox potential, with their increasing redox potential they are arranged. So when NADH2 is oxidized in the presence of NADH dehydrogenase, it gives the pair of electron, protons and NAD. So this NAD again enters into the Krebs cycle. So what is the this electron pathway? One, it helps to create the protons. One, it helps to synthesis the ATPs, and second, for the continuation of Krebs cycle, so it is giving the NAD plus and FAD, it is supplying NAD and FAD plus. So from the NADH2 electrons, the first electron acceptor in the first complex is FMN, it is accepted by the FMN, and again it is reduced, it gives the FES protein. From the FES protein the electrons are moved to ubiquinone. Electrons are moved to ubiquinone. When the electrons are moved to ubiquinone from the complex 1, four protons are pumped into the where mitochondrial space. In between the two layers mitochondrial space, they are going to be pumped. So what happening from the when electrons are moving from the complex 1, ultimately some protons are pumped into the mitochondrial space, and when FADH2 is oxidized, it produces the electrons. Those electrons are accepted by FAD, and then they moves to the Fe plus, Fe iron sulfur protein, and these also moves to the ubiquinone. So but from this complex there are no pumping of protons. So no pumping of protons takes place in this second complex, and from that ubiquinone these electrons are moved to third complex. So third complex contains cytochrome B, FeS, and from that FeS to cytochrome C. Again when they are moving, some energy is released, that energy is utilizing that energy, again four protons are pumped. Whenever they are moving, energy is released, that energy used to pump the protons into the mitochondrial space. In the third complex we have the cytochrome B, FeS, and C1. From this a movable proteins, that is cytochrome C, which is peripherally attached. It is not in the complex protein, it is attached. So it is attached to the membrane. It carries the electrons to the fourth complex. Cytochrome BC1, from the cytochrome BC1 third complex they are reached to the fourth complex. From the fourth complex they received to the A1, and then they received to the A2, and here also two protons are going to be pumped. Again two protons from the complex 1, four protons, complex 2 not pumping, and complex 3 four protons are pumped, and from the complex 4 again two protons are pumped. So finally from the A1 A3, in the fourth complex we have the A1 A3 and copper also present. So this final electron acceptor, from the if they moved from the NADH2 or FADH2, final electron acceptor in the electron transport chain is oxygen. So oxygen, by taking these electrons, and it accepts the protons, and it synthesizes the water. So water is synthesized. So final electron acceptor is oxygen. So what is happening? So from the complex 1 to complex 1 is related to NADH, NADH, and complex 2 is FADH2, and when they are oxidized, so they are carried to the different electron carriers. When they are moving from the electron carriers according to their redox potential, so they are also pumping some protons into the inner mitochondrial space. So that is the reason. So they are pumping the protons, and electrons are moved from these complexes. So electrons are moving from this complex and protons are pumped. Ultimately final acceptor of electron is oxygen. So after this what happens? So here the proton gradient is decreased. Here in the Krebs cycle proton gradient is decreased, and here the inner space the proton gradient is increased. So what is resulting? Electron transport chain resulting in the proton gradient. Difference in the proton gradient, concentration of proton gradient is increased across the membrane, either sides of the membrane. Here the proton gradient is more, here the less proton gradient is there. So these protons, they will do to come out of the, they will try to come inside the matrix. This is matrix. So they try to come in the matrix. So they can, but they can come through a special channels. That is our fifth channel, ATP synthase. Fifth complex is ATP synthase. ATP synthase. So it contains F0, F1 particle. It contains the two protein. ATP synthase, it is known as fifth complex. It contains two proteins, F1, F0 and F1. F1 is embedded protein, which is embedded in the membrane. F1 is peripheral protein, whereas F0 or F0 it is embedded protein. It is present inside the layers. It is present in the towards the matrix. It is peripheral protein. So when we know that F1 is act as a ATP synthase, it act as a ATP synthase, and when these protons are come through this channel, when protons are coming through this channel, when protons will come, so they create, by utilizing that energy, they synthesize the ADP, they combine the ATP, ADP, they, when protons, we know that protons are there accumulated in the inner space, they comes through the special membrane. Why they are coming? Because to maintain the diffusion. So here the more there is a imbalance is taken place. Proton gradient is more in the space, in the mitochondrial space. So they try to come inside, come into the inner membrane. So they come through the special channels, special proteins, that is ATP synthase. While they coming, that energy is released. That energy is utilized to combine the ADP and ATP, synthesize the ATP. So our goal, what is our aim? To synthesize, and protons are pumped. Okay, protons are coming inside the matrix. Here just protons are, they are sending to gain the ATPs. We are creating a imbalance situation of protons, imbalancing in the protons concentration. So here the concentration is more, so then we are sending the protons to inner membrane space. So there the concentration is more, again they were trying to come back. So while they are coming, they are releasing the energy. So that they are coming via through a special channels, that is ATP synthase. When they are coming, energy is released. That energy is utilized to combine ADP and ATP, ADP and inorganic phosphate. They will synthesize the ATP. So this is called oxidative phosphorylation. This is called oxidative phosphorylation. Why it is oxidative phosphorylation? In photosynthesis, whereas in the thylakoid membrane we see that photophosphorylation, by the light helps in the electron transport. Here the oxidation and redox reaction, oxidation helps to move the, to create this imbalance of protons across the membrane. So oxidation is responsible. That is the reason we call this synthesis, ATP synthesis is called oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidation, in the oxidative phosphorylation. So what we are seeing that, so there are electron transport chain. When the NADH2, FADH2 are oxidized, their electrons are carried with the special complex proteins. Those complexes are present in the inner membrane of the mitochondria. So there are four complexes. First one is NADH2 complex. In that, when the NADH from the NAD reduced, so oxidized NADH2 gives the electrons, then this FMN receive the electrons, it is converted into FMNH2. So this again it is reduced, again it is oxidized, it gives the electron to FES. So from the complex 1 to they move to the ubiquinone, not complex 2. Here complex 1 and complex, from the complex 1 they are not moving towards the complex 2, they are moving to the ubiquinone. And at the same time, second complex is also, it is succinic dehydrogenase complex, where the FAD is losing the FAD is oxidized and it giving the electrons to the FAD, and it is giving to ubiquinone only. Ubiquinone carrying electrons to the third complex. So from the first complex to ubiquinone, then third complex, second complex to the ubiquinone, then third complex. From the third complex to fourth complex, there are special proteins are arranged, cytochrome C proteins. They carry these electrons to the fourth complex. From the fourth complex, final electron acceptor is oxygen. By taking the electrons and by taking the accepting the protons, it produces the water. So with the electron transport chain, so 1 NADH2 4 plus 2. So 1 NADH2 pump the 10 protons into inner membrane, whereas FADH coming to the FADH 4 plus 2, FADH2 pump 6 protons into the membrane. So with these protons they create the proton gradient across the membrane. So that helps the protons, they try to come inside the matrix. They comes through the special channels, that is fifth complex, ATP synthase complex. So by the when they are coming down, when they are coming into the matrix, they release the energy. That energy is used. By using that energy, inorganic phosphate and ADP is combined and they synthesize the ATP, and this is called oxidative phosphorylation. This is electron transport. This is about electron transport chain which takes place in the inner membrane of the mitochondrial matrix. So whatever the ATPs are formed, they are accumulated in the matrix. That is the reason we call the mitochondria is powerhouses of the cell. Thank you.